guys, welcome to the Friendly Fire Gaming Podcast.
Welcome back.
Episode 14. 14. God
damn it. What did I tell you?
You can't resist it.
Damn it.
I had to do it.
This is Patrick. I'm doing the intro this week. We got some... There's not a lot of news. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Not a lot of news.
No, we're gonna just wing it most of the podcast.
We're kind of gonna wing it. We're gonna talk a little bit about Awesome Games Done Quick. Mainly me. I'm gonna talk about that. Yeah. But and then we're gonna do a little something different, and we're gonna talk about Spiderman.
Spiderman?
Yeah, we're gonna do a movie review tonight because there's no games to really talk about. We haven't really played anything or beat anything.
We saw Spider-Man Homecoming early this week, so we're gonna do that.
Yeah, it was good.
I liked it.
Spoiler alert: it was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
All right, Disco, what you been playing?
I have played my usual mobile games, Dokkan Battle and Pokemon Go.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And Dokkan Battle actually celebrated its 2-year anniversary this week.
Yes, it did.
And it has
awesome
been
stuff.
Amazing. I've loved every second.
For you.
Yes, I did get both Super Saiyan 4s, so I'm very happy. Actually, I got 3 copies of both of them.
Good God.
It hurts even more.
Jesus Christ.
I got 0 copies.
Lame.
And Pokemon Go celebrated its 1-year anniversary, same week. And what an awful event.
Yes, it was terrible.
So bad.
He was like hyping it up.
And he was like slapping the face of their entire fan base.
Yeah, after such cool events like the Rock one and the Fire one, Solstice, the Fire Ice one. Yeah, it was like, do you want Pikachu with Ash hat? There you go.
Here's a Pikachu with an Ash hat that you can catch. Hooray.
Yeah.
A new version of Pikachu. You already have 3 other ones. Why not a 4th one?
All right,
do it.
And I also got to play some Dead Cells, which
you were talking about this earlier.
I've talked about this on one of the podcasts before, but it's like a dungeon crawler.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this one.
You kill monsters, and some of them will drop their cells, and their cells you pick up, and then you can turn them in for like power ups, and it's pretty fun. It's
Isn't
very
it
challenging.
The medieval looking one?
It's kind of medieval.
Kind of dungeon crawler.
And it's actually pretty challenging. I actually got to my first boss fight the other day, and yesterday or the day before, and it was pretty tough. Luckily, I had some wicked upgrades when I fought him, and so I beat him. But it's a good game. I think it's only like $20.
Is it this one?
Access. Yeah,
that looks sick as fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
That looks super cool.
So it's a side-scrolling dungeon crawler.
Yeah, but it's like you can go up, down, left, right. Like there's no like map limit. It's not just straight sideways.
Okay, gotcha.
For the Binding of Isaac mechanics, it's every time it's something new.
It's just different every time you play.
Nice.
I mean, just basically off the power-ups, and sometimes you can go to different areas. It's not like the map changes every time. But then I played some Dark Souls 3. I bought that on the Steam Summer Sale.
How'd that go?
Not well. I literally played through probably 15 minutes of the game and died horrendously twice, and was like, okay, I just need to take a break from this.
Yep. A lot of trial and error in that game.
That's one of those games where you have to really, really want to play it.
Yeah.
Like you have to, and it makes you work for it because you have to fucking earn that shit.
Yeah, but then you get that adrenaline high when you finally beat that dude after he's beaten you like 13 times. And you're just like, there's no one around you, but you feel like triumphant music is playing, and you're like, "Fuck you, God!" And you're just like screaming. There's so much energy going through your body.
I played like a half hour of the first game. I was like, never again. I do not have the patience for this at all.
Very difficult.
I got through maybe the first 20 minutes of Dark Souls 2, and I was just like,
I just never even touched it because I just knew it was not going to end well. So
it reminds me of Fable. But
it's like exactly like
10
Fable.
Times more.
It's all bright and colorful and funny.
Well,
it's the same game basically.
The
chicken chaser.
Like when you're fighting in Fable, like you just roll constantly, and that's all you do in Dark Souls. You just roll everywhere.
Yeah.
Like obviously, the only thing you should do in combat is roll, because why else would you do anything?
Yeah.
Didn't you say you were gonna get The Witcher 3 also?
I did. I picked up The Witcher 3 because it was also on sale.
Nice.
And I played some of that. I didn't get very far though.
Yeah, awesome.
Maybe played an hour.
I need to restart that game. I've been saying that for weeks, but I need
Been too long. You don't remember where.
I don't remember where I left off. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I got to the part where you fight the griffin in the beginning.
Nice.
And,
So you're through like the main tutorial.
Yeah.
It's not really a tutorial
like
because
his
they let you
dream
go.
sequence. Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of that fight's pretty hard.
You don't get the crossbow until you do that part, so you have to do that. I tried wandering off, and I'm like, oh, this is a lot harder without the crossbow. I forgot.
It was fun.
yeah,
I'll definitely play more of that.
Do it.
And then, of course, Battlegrounds,
Yes.
as always,
Player unknown.
because I will always play that game.
Unknowns.
Me and Jake won again, a duo game.
Nice.
We got down to the last. Well, actually, I died pretty much at the very beginning. I came up over a hill, killed a guy, and I saw somebody flip their car, and so I just kind of rode him off, thinking that I could gun down this other guy and be okay. Well, he like insta recovered, didn't even like phase him from the car crash, and he just comes up the hill and shoots me, and I die. I was like, fuck. I did not expect.
Follow
that.
through, man.
What am I supposed to do?
How do you pronounce the acronym for that game now?
PUBG.
PUBG.
Is that they're
You
going
just throw the G on the end.
PUBG.
Yeah.
PUBG.
Yeah.
So I actually got a question real quick. As you play that game, you always start with like between 90 and 100. Does it tell you every time someone dies? Will it do an announcement on screen? So
Yeah,
you
There's
know?
like a scrolling bar on the side that
Mhm.
tells you how they die and
like who
like,
killed who?
killed them.
Okay, that's helpful to kind of keep
Like
track
somebody
of what's
killed
going
somebody with the car 98K.
Okay.
That's what it'll tell you.
on. Yeah.
That probably gets useful end game when you see what
Honestly,
like the last 5 guys are getting like killed by,
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're like, oh, he has a sniper rifle, so he's probably like looking at us from a distance.
Very useful.
Or
But you almost forget it's there because you're so focused on the screen. Like you can't really look at it because if you just happen to miss that person take one step through by a window and you didn't see him in that window, 50% chance you're gonna die because you didn't see him.
Yeah.
And that game punishes you for not paying attention.
Huh.
So you have to pay
Yeah,
attention.
I can't wait.
But yeah, anyways, I went up that hill, killed the guy, got killed, and Jake kind of just rushed it. He's like, well, fuck it. I'll just go up there and rush him and die.
Yeah.
Whatever. Well, he outsmarted the guy who killed me and killed him, and then went on to kill like 5 more people and get to the last 5 people in the game. This was when there was like 50 people left. So he continues on through the game with no teammate in a duos match. So every other team he's facing has 2 people. And manages to get down to the last 5. Kills one, and then the 2 others kill each other off. And then he sees the last one on a hill, and he sees him come up over the hill and then go back down. And I was watching, spectating him. I said, throw a grenade, because he had some frags in his inventory. He's like, well, all right, I'll throw a grenade. He lobs 2 grenades over the hill, kills him.
Nice.
I was like,
That's
was
amazing.
the best ending ever.
Get to number 1. Victroy.
No thanks to you and your 1 kill.
But then I played a solo game the other day and
Chicken dinner.
got 4 kills before I died, so that was kind of cool.
Sweet.
Winner, chicken
Chicken.
dinner.
I was pretty disappointed when I died. I got down to like the last 20 or something like that. And
You've won a solo game, haven't you?
no,
I thought you had.
solo games are really hard to win.
Okay.
I've won duo and squad though. I think I've won 3 or
Nice.
4 times now.
Sweet.
Nice.
I can't wait for all you guys to get an Xbox. It's gonna be so fun. So fun.
Xbox.
Xbox.
Yeah,
well,
that's-
Pat's definitely getting one for
Get
Sea
an
of
Xbox.
Thieves.
And for
Oh,
Anthem. And for
Oh
Anthem.
yeah, and for Anthem. Yeah, that looks pretty cool too. Steph,
But that's all I played.
Yeah.
what you been playing?
Oh, there's a girl.
How's the girl?
I haven't been playing too much as of late. Obviously, I've been playing my little mobile game, Dragon Veil. But on Xbox, I've just been really sticking with ESO. I bought the Morrowind expansion because it was on sale. And that's been really fun exploring Vardenfell. Made a Warden. I love it. I am super magic based. I really like the ice tree. It's really fun. I beat the main storyline. I play a little differently. I like to play.
You play it in just a maddening way to watch.
I like to play linearly through a storyline. So I don't pick up side quests. I will strictly play through the one line until I finish it, and then I will go and collect another storyline and play through that. So like
Yeah.
currently on my main, I have a sorcerer. I'm playing through the Queen's line, so I haven't really picked up anything else, but it's taken me through like all of the different areas. In Aldmeri.
Don't ever play the Witcher series because there are hundreds of thousands of side quests. And
Yeah.
You're gonna be dead before that game is over.
Yeah. So yeah, so I've been playing through that. So I got through the main story quest line in Morrowind, and I really really liked it. You get some cool stuff at the end of it, some cool like you get like a cool like tattoo and some other skins and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed that. But that's really all I've had time for. Been super busy lately, so yeah.
Here.
Good time invested.
Yeah, because the Overwatch event ended a while ago, so you haven't.
Yeah, I haven't touched Overwatch basically since the anniversary event ended. I got all my rage out and then had to stop playing for a little while.
It's like I'm just gonna put you away for a couple weeks.
Yep.
We need a separation.
That's exactly how I have to play Overwatch.
So I played, I guess a handful of stuff. They had an Xbox summer sale, so I got the Shadows of Mordor Game of the Year edition for $4, which was fucking,
I got that on
awesome.
PC for $4.
Yeah, it was. I've already beat the base game, not the DLC, but it's super worth it. We went and saw Spider-Man, like we were saying, and I went back and started playing the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I love that game. I'm a fucking sucker for Spider-Man games. A little bit of ESO. They had the Crown Crate thing where if you played during certain days with ESO Plus, you got extra randomized crate items. So those are coming out in a few days, actually.
17.
Yeah. Oh, excited. What else did I play? Oh, we got Oblivion, actually. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion on the summer sale, too.
Did it come with all the DLC and stuff?
I don't think so. Which is fine, because I want to play it for, like, the main story, the Dark Brotherhood, and the Thieves Guild. That's all I really care about. Maybe some side quests as they pop up. I played a little bit of Minecraft with Sean, actually, because they're going to be dropping some new updates. Yeah. It's just it's a fun game to play like with people, just so you go do crazy, ridiculous shit.
That's right.
And it's hilarious.
Did you hear that, Disco? Minecraft.
No.
No.
It's fun with people. It's
I do not like adult Legos.
Minecraft is so much fun.
Adult Legos.
Then I did some Halo 5, actually. Started playing that again. I did mostly the firefight, which is a fucking blast in Halo 5.
Yeah, you're trying to talk us into buying
so
it again.
crazy.
It really is fun.
Yeah, so I'll let you know if I do that again. Disco, be like, you just abandon all your responsibilities as a father and just jump on Xbox.
Oh.
You can do that, right?
I just need to find a way to make Halo 2 or Halo 5 and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds be able to be played at the same time. Because I can't spare any time.
Right, yeah. All
Player
game time goes to
Unknown
that.
Halo Grounds.
Right.
I
You
don't
just
know.
get a battle rifle and you run around and Player Unknowns. Just tearing it up. Then a little bit of Siege and Rocket League, which both have been infuriating lately.
Yeah,
It's just
the new
either-
update for Siege has been kind of bad.
I don't understand what's going on with that game
Yeah.
anymore. Everything feels like slightly different than it used to, and it's just off enough that it doesn't feel like the same. I don't even know if they're updating stuff regularly. I think they're just tweaking operators here and there,
Yeah.
and like they totally nerfed Glaz. It basically ruined it.
That's what, because we were playing that match last night where it was, there was one guy that was down, and there was just you left alive on the team, and like he had a teammate left, and I saw it on the camera. You like shot that dude center mass, like right, like he should have went down.
Yeah,
But he's like, nope, I'm just gonna shrug this off, and then
it's like sniper rounds are totally fine to hit me in the
They're fine,
chest.
yeah.
It's whatever.
yeah.
So
And he got his buddy back up and then killed you. It's like,
yeah,
what the fuck's going on with the game?
Yeah, it's a mess right now. So
Yeah.
gonna probably do more Shadows of Mordor for a while.
Yeah.
This game was so fucking fun.
Shadow of War looks good though too.
Yeah, that's I wasn't gonna get Shadow of War right away, but now that I'm playing Mordor again, I'm probably gonna pick it up just because it's such a fun game. I'm gonna want to keep going. So, all right, Patrick.
I have only been playing one game all week,
and that is
Elite Dangerous, because it's awesome.
Woo.
And it's my dream game is space exploration.
So, how similar is it to No Man's Sky?
P.S. Take notes, No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
No Man's Buy.
It's like
No Man's Lie.
It's like 80-20. So like all the flying mechanics and everything are kind of the same, but since they added the whole being able to go up and down and forward and back, like just without having your thrusters on, I mean that part's pretty cool. It's not just wherever you're going, go forward.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the way that the objects are. When you come into like land, you might have to really adjust your ship because your landing pad is on the bottom side of the station, so you got to figure out how to get down there. I don't have the expansion where you can land on planets, which is something obviously you could do on No Man's Sky. You can get super close to a planet, but then I tried just for fun, like trying to smash into one, and it just like stops me, and I can see all the pixelated art. Like it doesn't let me like crash into
invisible wall.
Yeah, and crash into a sun. I know that.
Oh god.
But you can't crash into a... I mean, you can smack a planet pretty hard and you'll die, but...
Just nihilist things.
I didn't. I was just slowly going in to see what would happen, and I just like kind of bounced off like the polygons. It was pretty funny. But once I play it enough and get a good enough ship, I'll probably definitely want to try the full expansion of the game out. Because then what else comes with the DLC, I guess, is you can customize your commander.
Oh,
so you can make the inside of your ship look the way you
right
want
on.
to. You can like change the HUD colors and everything. Like right now, if you just buy a ship and what you got is what you got.
Yeah.
Like, and your captain always has a helmet on and stuff like that, so you can't see anything. But if you buy the $20 DLC, you get all that crazy stuff. So, but right now, I'm just I'm a simple trader,
Yeah.
just doing some deliveries.
So what's the purpose of the game?
Explore space. Like there's no end game, at all. Like people are building federations and stuff. Like there's in-game federations, and then you choose which ones you want to join. So I might pick up a delivery job, but then I'm like, oh fuck, I'm going to a hostile system, so I gotta be really careful.
So you can fight each other?
Oh yeah, it's all online.
And you can just murder everyone?
If you want to be a pirate, you totally can, dude. You can pull. You can see this dude because as you're going in the medium speed is the way I always think of it. Because you have your normal, just like I'm next to a star, just slowly observing it, and then you have your medium speed, which you're going light seconds, not light years. You're going light seconds. So like, if this is a sun, you're going by at about like this, like an entire sun. So you're going pretty fast in speed terms, but in the overall game. And then your hyperdrive, you can't do anything. That's going from solar system to solar system. But as you're in that medium speed, the light second speed, you see these things that look like comets, but what they actually are other ships also in light second speed. So you can like, if you get close to one, you can scan it. And then if you're like, oh, he's got a lot of cargo or blah, 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 you can like, you have to equip your ship with it, but you can take them out of that. And then they have to either try to get away or fight you off or whatnot, so... You can be a total douche.
Just be a total douche.
You can, but get ready for like, even in full online mode, the NPC like federal security will come in and help. Like if they see that you're attacking some random dude, they will attack you. So you could get easily overwhelmed. So most pirate gangs, it seems like, have guys of 2 to 3 people like are hanging out together. They're playing probably together online and just.
So they have a scout.
Fucking up people's days like me. All I'm doing is trying to take this little thing to this little thing. That's it.
Wow. So you're saying you wouldn't want to play with me because I'd murder you?
Well, the problem is when you get wanted, like you can't enter a lot of systems and stuff like that. Like the instant you see ship scan behind you and you don't know where it's coming from, you're like, oh, am I gonna get attacked or is this just a security officer? Because if you have like stolen cargo and they see that you have stolen cargo, they'll also start attacking you and everything like that. So it's pretty realistic. And like I said in the last podcast, for how big the game is, only 3% of the map has been discovered out of 5 years of the game being out.
Fuck.
Like it is freaking enormous. Like I'll show you after the pod, like the current federations, because it looks like blobs of color on the map. And so like I'm part of the green faction right now, which is kind of like the 3rd largest faction, but I like the way that their government works and everything. It's like, oh, this is huge. Look at all these systems. And then you fully zoom out of the galaxy and you're like, oh, that's nothing. That's just absolutely nothing. That's a speck on this goddamn map. So it's pretty nuts. I don't know. I'm a big space geek, and I've always wanted that game where I always wanted to fly in space in real life, and this is what it allows me to do.
Close enough.
Now all I need is VR.
VR No Man's or
VR Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
It's not capable right now for PlayStation with the PlayStation VR, but the Xbox and the PC versions you can do VR on. So
Yes, we get it for Xbox, Nate.
Tis legit.
I would get it for PC.
Okay, whatever.
It's a more optimized one too.
Sorry,
it's a good looking
my
game too.
Xbox buying days are fairly over.
Fairly over.
Except for Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which maybe.
And Anthem.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Maybe I'll tell you all to fuck off and I'll buy it on PC.
You son of a bitch.
He would do that. That's it for me though.
Get it
Just
digital. You own it on both.
a lot of Elite
Yeah,
Dangerous.
there you go.
Yeah. I was like, the
I
fuck
will
are you guys
do that.
talking about?
And the Dokkan battles. But I have been horribly unlucky in summons right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. Part of me wants to just do single summons right now and see if I pull it and be like, what?
Well,
You could try. It did not go well for me.
Yeah. Alright, what you got, Worth?
what have I got? Been playing Forza. Surprising nobody ever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking up Sean's mantle this week by saying that. Because he always does that.
He only plays like 3 games.
What's that?
Sean only plays like 3 games.
I know.
Rocket League, PUBG, and
and
Random games.
Rainbow Six.
Siege, yeah.
Yeah. What I did play Siege also. I like Forza. Like I'm kind of getting to like the point where I'm getting past like a lot of the introduction portions of the game. Like because I pretty much have like all like the low end cars, or I say low end like in quotes because my cars are really low end. It's just like the initial ones that I bought were just cheaper, and then I just modded the fuck out of them. But now it's getting to the point where like the competition and the racing is getting a lot crazier. So I'm having to like spend a lot more money and spend a lot more time on like getting good cars for the game, because there is kind of a curve as it goes along as you progress in the game that makes it more difficult. But it's fun, so makes it a lot more playable. Then played Siege again, and a tiny bit of Rocket League, not a whole lot, and I think I played something else. I can't remember what it was. Speedrunners. Yeah, we played a little bit more Speedrunners.
Nice.
Which
Very good game.
did actually just. What the hell are you doing, Disco?
He's showing me the amazingness right now.
KO! I played Dokkan Battle while he's playing the podcast, or doing the podcast.
Speedrun is awesome.
But yeah, we just put up a new video for Speedrunners actually, so be looking out for that.
I was disappointed in you, Worth.
Why?
Because I didn't get the unicorn guy's voice out of you.
Oh, that was from a previous recording. I'm still kind of filing through some old footage. I did spend a lot of time editing this week, just trying to get caught up. Which
yeah,
I think we're to the point now where we're pretty well caught up on podcasts, and I'm working on other videos and stuff. But no, we'll do the voice before too long, Pat. No, that's if you play Speedrunners, there's a character that wears pink spandex and has a giant like unicorn horn coming out of his face. That's the character that Sean always plays.
That's a fancy motherfucker.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. But yeah, that's all I've been playing is that stuff. And so, what did we have anything for news this week or no? Like
Nothing huge.
I found one thing that I thought was kind of interesting. I don't know how this is just coming up now, but apparently the guy who wrote the song that was used in the Fallout 4 commercial. I think the song is called The Wanderer. Yeah. That person apparently just now decided to sue Bethesda because he says that he owns the rights to approve the use of his songs commercially.
Yeah.
And he saw the commercial, whichever commercial he's referring to. He said it has repugnant and morally indefensible images.
So
he was
like for gameplay and stuff.
I guess, yeah. Whatever commercial that song was on, he was
when
upset
he
by it.
shot the giant VR rad roach.
I can't
CG
remember.
Rad roach.
I
It's the
can't
only
remember.
that and Super Mutants when he's shooting at him. That's like the only two pieces of violence in that whole trailer.
So apparently he's suing them for
And then
that.
you get an awesome butt shot of the character when he's getting in the power armor, and you got a dog walking the whole time, and a Projectron. I remember, real quick, you see a little Projectron, walking around.
So, why is this a big deal now?
That's what's confusing is
Money.
how did he not think about it for 2 years or 3 years or whatever? And I was like,
they must have did
that was weird.
They must have did something to piss him off, and now he's just being like a petty
Maybe
asshole.
he's asking for $1 million to pay for potential loss of income and damages to his reputation.
Oh no!
It would help his reputation.
I was gonna
Because
say,
that game was
how
fucking
many people
awesome.
do you think bought
It was
that
a
song?
great trailer too. I remember
Yeah.
that you're talking about. It was a live action kind of one where he's
Yeah.
walking around. Yeah, it was a great trailer.
It's super good. How many people do you think downloaded that song because of?
It's very possible. Yeah.
Movie or the game alone?
But now he just wants more.
Who's the singer?
I don't even know how to say his name.
So no
his,
name,
hers.
and he was just used.
Is
on...
he
calls
older artist like 1950s?
Dion Dimucci? Dimucci. Is it French or something?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Fuck him if he's French.
Disco super.
Yeah, he hates the French people.
So, yeah, he's
French.
Sorry
harbors
if you're
a
French,
hatred.
but I probably don't like you.
So I said that was interesting that it took this long for that to happen. I don't know how he missed it or.
Well, the only thing I can think of is just they must have done something to piss him off, and now he's just like, well, I'm gonna go cry about it and sue you guys. That's that kind of usually how lawsuits go most of the time with that kind of stuff.
Depends.
I think it might also be that I think he said he had the right to say yes or no, and I guess they never asked him or something. Like the label might just said, yeah, you can use it, and he found out later. I don't know.
So
maybe he didn't know it was.
So they bypassed him
possibly
to use his likeness, I guess. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I could see that, I guess, but I just don't.
$1 million to Bethesda is like pocket change.
Like,
Oh god, yeah.
Just
take it. Shut up.
Just give it to him so he'll fucking shut up.
Are you done now? Okay.
Yeah, move on.
You know, as we had
Worst case scenario, I have to fire an intern.
yeah, right.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
As we had that outburst, I just thought of I would go see that movie. Is a friendly, funny family comedy of Disco finding out he's French royalty and them
Oh
trying,
my
and them
God.
trying, he's like related to French royalty, and he's the last line like, "You must come to France," and he's like, "No!" Just this wacky adventure with Disco not wanting to go to France ever.
But Monsieur Douglas,
But in the end,
your uncle is very sick.
he learns to love it.
Yeah.
He falls in love with the
He,
country.
he learns to love
He
France.
becomes one of them.
And then kills himself.
God damn it.
I shall reinstate the guillotine, and I will show you how to use.
And everybody gets a bag.
Let me demonstrate.
It's
Put your head in this block, and you drop the blade on it.
and
I can only do this once, so watch carefully.
That is a sweet trick.
Yeah.
Like, no, I can only do it once.
Anything else on that? For
Uh,
Bethesda, or anything else? you
not
found?
that, but I saw that the first competitive play of Doomfist, the new guy in Overwatch.
They nerfed him already.
I tried to read all these
I
articles.
just don't understand how you block him. How
Apparently,
do
he
you
was
counter him?
disappointing.
Does
I
he-
didn't. I
does he
can't
have,
remember
like,
where
a
the
counter?
article is.
No, he doesn't. As far as I can tell, I can't find a direct counter because he can break through shields. So like Reinhardt is no use against him. He'll just come right through you, come right through the shield.
So, okay, so he's a tank then, though, right?
No, he's DPS.
He's like, yeah, he's like more of a
DPS.
DPS.
So my best guess, because I can't play him right now since I only have an Xbox and he's only been released to PC currently,
Oh, really?
is that I'm wondering if he's a glass cannon.
PC Master Race.
Glass cannon. So, like,
Yeah, like I mean, can he take a lot of hits? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he's so OP from what I've seen, but I haven't watched gameplay yet. I just watched the director or his
Some game designer.
yeah, the game designer talking about him and all the things that he can do.
so he's got high damage output, but he probably doesn't have a whole lot of damage he can take.
That's what I'm thinking.
He's a glass cannon.
Did you ever play Paladin stuff? Ever play that?
The game.
No.
No? It's
I was,
It's a
yeah.
game.
When you say Paladin, I think of Diablo 2. And
No,
I was like, I never played that class.
Paladins. It's like
Then
it's,
no.
it's like a free version of Overwatch, I guess. Like it's the same. It's got the same general premise. Like there's like King of the Hill type gameplay or like
Mhm.
like hold the objective
Yeah,
type
no, I
stuff.
haven't. I've never even heard
But then
of
they have it's free on Xbox if you want to download it. It's in beta right now, but it's got the same premise. You only got like crazy like variety colorful characters and stuff, and they have
Mhm.
like weird each of them have their own different abilities and everything.
Hmm.
It's fun.
I'll
it's
probably
just
check it out then.
yeah. If it's I mean I haven't played it much, but when I first downloaded, I was playing it for a good 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
But I was like, hey, free game, cool. I like this. Now I have my fun.
It's kind of crazy because there was no build up to Doomfist. I mean, obviously there was a lot of build up because people knew his name, people were wondering when he was going to drop, and then it was just kind of like an overnight thing. The next day you wake up and they're like, "Oh, you can play Doomfist," and I was like,
Here he
"Wait,
is.
what?"
Huh?
Unlike Sombra, where there was like a code you had, like if you knew what you're doing, you could decode it, figure out her name, figure out all this stuff, and then they released her at BlizzCon. But
Oh my god.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
I haven't watched anything about BlizzCon.
I watch BlizzCon every year virtually.
And so you get the live ticket, don't you?
Yeah, I spend the $40, get the live ticket, get the in-game goodies, and then I'll sit and watch the panels.
I
Nice.
actually have a question for you. I
Okay.
don't know how long ago it was. Did you? I remember you were waiting that day to get the Necromancer going. How's that play?
So I haven't been able to get it yet because my PC, it's sore subject, guys. My
I'm
PC
sorry I brought
just
it up.
cannot. It's a piece of shit.
You missed out on a sweet computer deal.
For what?
$1,700. I know that's a lot, but $1,700 for a PC with a 7700K processor, and a 1080 graphics card.
Why didn't you
Damn.
tell us then?
I literally
posted
sent
it
it
in
to
the
the
chat.
chat.
Well, I don't always check that. You got to be like,
even
hey,
I
look
saw
at
that.
this. No, you got to tag people. Be like, look at
$1,700
this.
for that. That's $200 less than what I spent, or 100 less, whatever. 200 less than what I spent, and it has a better processor and a better graphics card than what I got.
Collectively over time.
Damn.
Because you built your PC, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, mine has like an SSD, and that doesn't, and mine
Yeah.
has an extra hard drive and other shit.
That kind of stuff.
But
A lot of add-ons.
yeah,
But yeah, sadly, I have not been able to play the Necromancer, which makes me really upset because it was one of my favorite classes from D2. But one day, when I finally put the money down on this new computer I'm building, I will be able to play it. And then we
Yeah.
can talk about
I
it
would
more.
like to get back into Diablo. I play that. I was playing it with Micah for a while, for
You know,
probably a good month or so.
it's fun. I've always,
Yeah.
I will always love the Diablo games. It's one of the first games that I played, Diablo 2, and I will just it's lost a lot of its playability to me. I think I got to Paragon like 580, which is like chump change nowadays.
Yeah. There's people that are like 10,000.
Yeah, like I mean at the time it was like a respectable Paragon level, but now it's nothing. But I can't get behind seasons. I don't enjoy the aspect of, you know, earning so much stuff to have to start from scratch every single time. Like, there are cool things you can earn, like your portraits, your pennants, your pets, all that kind of stuff. That's cool, but just starting from scratch every single time, it just gets so old. I'm just like, look at all this cool stuff that like no one ever uses outside of seasons now.
I guess that adds to the replayability of the game, though. Like,
it does.
It seems like it's like prestiging in COD or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, there's obviously the leaderboards that'll start over every time too. Personally, I don't like earning so much stuff to just have it sit and, because I mean, I've tried to play like outside of seasons and just go to, you know, to do rifting or something like that, and nobody plays that stuff anymore. Everybody strictly plays seasons, so then you get all of this stuff that comes from seasons goes to your main account, and then you start your next season fresh, nothing in your bank account, nothing in your, and I'm just like, so all of that stuff that I just earned, I don't do anything with.
Jeez.
And so to me, it's just like, if they're gonna do that, there needs to be a reason to use that stuff later, to use those other characters later. Like, personally, I don't get it. I get bored.
Yeah, I didn't really dove into like the whole marketplace thing on Diablo all that much.
Well, it's gone now.
Yeah, it's gone now. But I had a friend of mine that he was making a really good part-time income on that too. He was making like he was making like $800 a week just selling gear on the marketplace in Diablo.
Yep. You could make a lot, but also gold is worthless in this game for the most part. They did some updates. I can't even remember now because it's been so long since I've really sat and played it, but that you can use your gold now for more effective things, but for the most part, gold is still kind of
worthless. Not to be confused with me.
Yeah. I love Diablo. I will always love Diablo, but I am getting more and more distant. I know I don't have the drive to play that game as much as I used to, which makes me sad.
That sucks.
But
that's how I felt about Metal Gear 5. Like, I was so like amped up to play it, and then I'm like, well, the game's not even finished.
Yeah.
And they released it like as like, oh yeah, here's, and you can tell where they fired Kojima in the development.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they just had no idea how to tie up the loose ends. Like, the story just kind of like vaguely tapers off, and like it kind of just, there's a lot of assumed things that happen. I'm just like, this was supposed to be the masterpiece, like the final like edition of the series, and I'm like, it's terrible. I can't go back and play it anymore.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do it again really bad, but it's just like, I can't do it.
Yeah. I mean, one day maybe I'll sit down, and if I start playing it, once I get a nice working computer, then I'll get back into it. But for now, I don't really miss playing it too much, which is kind of depressing.
Yeah, it's okay.
They're doing I can't remember if it's officially announced. They're doing that remaster of D2 though.
That is exciting. If that is true and that's coming out, I would die.
Yeah,
because
StarCraft
Diablo 2
remake
is
too.
the best.
When is that supposed to come out?
No idea. I don't even know if it's officially announced yet for sure. I think it's officially announced.
It's just rumored. Like,
I think it's actually officially announced. I just can't remember for sure if that's correct.
I played the Assassin, one of the expansion classes for Diablo 2, because I was a child and I didn't know how to play the game, and she can drop like these fire traps. So as a kid, I didn't know how to play the game, and so I just dropped these fire traps and just run away from the enemies and let my fire traps like consume them. And it was just terrifying. You know, you'd go into Andariel's dungeon, and then she like breaks out of there, and you're just like terrified, and you just like drop a portal, and then you just run around, and I won the game that way.
Hey.
So, you know, it worked.
Right, it works.
Yeah. There you go. Diablo 2, kid friendly.
Kid friendly.
Totally.
Burn your enemies. Kid friendly.
Yeah.
Love it.
So I had a question actually, Disco. You can play Player Unknown in, I guess I should call it Battlegrounds. It's technically called Battlegrounds.
It's called Battlegrounds, yeah.
You can play...
PUBG.
Yeah, okay.
PUBG.
Can you play that 100% in first person?
Yeah, I think there's a way you can change it. Yeah.
Because apparently there's an update coming out where there's going to be separate servers that make you play first person mode.
Oh.
There's no third person option, apparently. I'm kind of reading this. I don't quite understand everything because I haven't played it yet. But apparently, yeah, they're having new hardcore servers.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Because I guess
very tough.
There's more like a sight advantage being a third person, obviously. You get a bigger screen.
Well, you can look over walls and things like that.
And so they're going to add that.
You can like sneak up on people because you can see over the wall and they can't see you. And yeah, that would make it terrifying.
So look forward to that then.
I had one situation in that game where I opened a door and I saw that the door next to me was, or I saw a staircase and I knew there was people in this area, And I was like, well, I'll go up the staircase. And then somebody was playing with me. I think it was Jake. He said, watch that door on your right. And I turned to the door, and the door opened when I turned. And there was a person right in front of me, like 2 feet away from me, and then a person behind him. And I happened to have my shotgun out because I always go into houses with my shotgun out if I have a shotgun. And I managed to kill both of them, but my heart was pounding so hard.
Jeez, I can't wait for this.
That game is incredibly suspenseful for being relatively simple.
Yeah.
Well, that's
a sound design. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You can hear when people are near you, and you can also pinpoint it if you're wearing a headset because you can, right and left speakers. But yeah, it's scary when you don't know where somebody is.
So yeah, now you're gonna have first person only, so it's gonna be that much scarier.
I wonder if it's an option you select or if it's just randomly.
I think there's servers you can pick to go in, and that it's by default. So I think that's how that works.
It'd be interesting if you when you just played a game and then you just got a random game where it was first person only.
That would be crazy. Yeah, you're just like, oh fuck me.
Why?
Terrifying. So I saw that. I was trying to find any other news I could to talk about. I just saw that, so that sounds pretty sweet.
They've been coming out with a lot of cool stuff lately. I mean, they're showing off new maps, talking about the zombies mode, which I found out.
I was going to ask if you
that.
heard about that.
So what it is there's going to be a team of zombies, and every other team is not zombies.
Oh.
So you're going to start with more people than zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I just confirming.
And so the one team of zombies has to, take over the other teams. And so you're trying to beat the zombies, essentially. The zombies are trying to win, and the people that are fighting the zombies are trying to survive.
So are the zombies going to have anything extra in terms of mechanics, like speed, or
I don't know.
Are they 28 Days Later style where they just like crazy spraying at people?
In the trailer, I think I remember them like jumping off roofs and things.
Oh my God.
But I don't know. They said
like 28 Days Later zombies, like they can run
maybe
and everything.
I mean, they were sprinting, I think. But we'll see, because they obviously said that the main game comes first, and this is an afterthought. But you never know. Once they release the Xbox version, they might release the zombies mode shortly after.
That'd be cool. It seems like something that would fit well into that kind of game, the Battle Royale style, Last Man Standing. So I think that's all the news I could find. So what were you going to talk about, Pat?
I was going to talk about Summer Games Done Quick just got done. I know I plugged it before, but for all 5 of you listening, Summer Games, Awesome Games Done Quick is a huge charity event where the best speedrunner, they do it twice a year, once in January and once in July. And they just speedrun games, and it's hundreds of games. Usually it's about 120 to 130, depending on how long the speedruns take. But it's just fun to watch. You get to see your childhood gets destroyed right in front of your face.
Oh my God.
Like
Pretty
some of your
much.
favorite games, and you're just like, they just beat that in 28 minutes, and that game took me 6 hours to beat when I was a kid.
Probably more than that. Something.
Big thing behind it, though, is they take donations, and they go for cancer research is what all the donations go to. And they have incentives. Normally there's prizes, so like do a minimum $50 bet, and here's a sweet custom PC that we built that you'll get put into a raffle for, or here's $100 for the ultra rare original Zelda Majora's Mask N64 collector's edition. Like stuff like that. Also, there's dumb fun incentives, like for the big popular games. It's like, what would Link's character name be in Link to the Past speedrun? I think it was Lunk that won this year. But anyway, they managed to raise $1,792,632 for Summer Games Done Quick this year.
Awesome.
So
that's the largest summer games so far.
And that's
done.
donated to a charity of their choosing, or just in general? Like
No, they all donate to one charity.
Gotcha.
But when you're donating, the incentives are prizes, fun stuff with the games. Like when they did the Kingdom Hearts 2 speedrun, they get to pick one song that not the guy obviously running the game because he has to concentrate, but they'll have commentators on the couch in the back talking about the game while the guy's playing, and like the tricks he's doing or the glitches that are coming up and everything like that.
Right.
Kingdom Hearts 2 had an incentive on they had to pick one Disney song that the couch had to sing, and Be a Man from Mulan.
Of course
ended
it
up
was.
getting chosen.
Of
Like it
course
was like
it was.
$6,000 that people had donated. It was that one. A Whole New World was in second place, and then Under the Sea was the third one.
No, Be a Man is like the definitive
Yeah.
Disney song.
Yeah, I know,
Everyone
right?
fucking knows that.
Yeah, Donny Osmond.
Or what's the one from Hercules?
Zero to
Zero to
Hero.
Hero. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's a good one too.
But where I can go the distance. But I enjoy it every single time I watch it. I don't get to watch. I'd like to watch more than I normally can. It's really funny though. At work, we have a bunch of nerds like me that work there. So during that week, we always in the break room, like we just have that live stream going all the time. So we're just walking around, and then when we get a break, we'll walk in and see what's going on and everything. So somebody turns it off, and then we turn it back on again.
Yeah.
Those assholes.
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah,
God damn it.
AGDQ, check it out. You can they have a YouTube channel. You can watch everything that they ran, literally not just this past week, but all of their speedruns.
In the history of time.
Yep, everything that they've done is on that channel, and it's just, if you're bored, find a game that you haven't played or a game that you really played a lot and you want to watch it get destroyed in front of your face.
They did Vector Man in the last winter, right?
Yeah,
I never saw that. I need
you
to
should
go
watch the
back and
Vector.
that.
It's
I
pretty
know.
nuts, the Vector Man one. He does like some weird jumping glitch that like allows him to like fly forward super fast, like
Huh.
halfway through the level. on
That's
one of them.
crazy. I
And when we
fucking
watched
love
that Halo
game so
2
much.
one last year,
That was
in
Halo
January.
1, wasn't it?
I thought it was Halo
Or was it 2? It was
I think
2.
it
I
was
remember
Halo 2.
because
It
it
had the
was
sword.
the mission with the Arbiter. I think he fell off the map during one part of
Yeah.
the Arbiter one. He was like, "Fuck," and it messed up part of his run. That's
He was
right.
doing that sword
Yeah.
flying glitch though. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just
nuts.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super fun. That's all I got really. You know.
Oh, you got.
Anybody think of any other gaming stuff to talk
It's
about?
like
Or
dangerous.
I was like, it's such a dead week.
Yeah, I mean,
this
there's
week,
not
there's-
a whole lot going on. I guess. Andromeda's free to play right now.
Ooh.
So if you guys haven't downloaded Mass Effect Andromeda yet or bought it, now's your chance to play it for, I think, 10 hours for free.
Oh, cool.
Then I think
Just multiplayer, or can you play the story too?
you can play both.
Oh.
Yeah, something like that. Which I need to hop back on.
I believe a lot of the bugs are fixed and stuff now. There's a lot of
Yeah.
We need,
things
can
that
we
have been
please
smoothed
do
over.
like we need to record multiplayer again for that.
Yeah, that was a fun multiplayer.
That's how we got started
Yeah, right. That
On
was,
YouTube.
Yep.
in general.
God, yeah, that it's such a different. It feels very similar, but it's way more challenging. This multiplayer,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Mobility's a lot faster because you can run and jump and do the side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
flips and
it's
hover
way
and all that
more
shit,
of
so.
a
I just like
Movement-based
the
game.
ground pound thing, and then and
disco triggered ground pound.
stop throwing ground pounds in the game.
Dumbest ability that's ever
No.
existed.
Superhero landing.
But no, it's more like you throw a singularity into a group of enemies, and then you're up in the air, and you just charge into it and just set off a giant explosion.
Oh yeah.
Good shit.
That's satisfying as fuck.
Disco
Yeah.
Dead Cells has a 10 out of 10 on Steam right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Nice.
I'm just saying. I was like looking at the reviews of it and everything, and it's like 10 out of 10 on Steam. I'm like, damn.
It's pretty fun. It's challenging. It's got good weapons. It's you know. It's
I love
different
those
every
style of
time.
games. Like Binding of Isaac, I fell in love with. Once I started figuring the game out specifically, yeah, it's frustrating at first because you don't know the like mechanics. And anytime you run into a new enemy, you're just like, what the fuck do I do?
run in circles and hide
Until you
and
figure out how
until
they
you figure
work.
out how they work.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I stumbled into a new area and came across some enemies, and
were they spiders?
no, but I was like, the fuck is going on? Like they had these little bat things that exploded, and they did like half your health. It's like, the fuck is that?
Yeah, right.
And then they had these like cannon guys that would shoot cannonballs at you that would roll like halfway across the fucking screen. And then these big dudes that threw axes at you. It's like, what the fuck is going on? And all of these enemies are doing things that I am not used to.
Kind of looks like it has a like a Castlevania feel to it in a way, like the style of it, like the whole medieval, but it's got like magic and shit like that. Can you get a whip in the game? Be sick.
I think there's some kind of whip. Yeah, I don't know though.
Speaking of Castlevania, if I can throw a plug in real quick,
Oh, the anime.
the anime just dropped on Netflix. It's only 4
Please do
episodes, unfortunately, but it is rated R as fuck. Disco. I'm letting you know right now. We're talking child's corpse cut in half with its eyeball hanging out.
Oh shit.
Rated R. Like they specifically cut to that scene at one point.
So like The Walking Dead's graphic novels.
Yeah, it's
like-
dark, but it's Castlevania with vampires and shit like that.
He's like, I've seen this
Belmont's
before.
Belmont's awesome. Yeah, the main character's great. They look like the premise is going good. I played a lot of the games, so I know some of these characters. I don't know a lot about it, but I'll probably end up doing homework because I want to learn more about the characters and everything.
Like, this looks so
They're
cool.
sweet so far. Animation's really good. Fight scenes are sweet, and then it's brutal. I was just surprised because they said, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be rated R." There's not a lot of cussing, but like it's gruesome. It's brutal when it comes to the animation. So I think you'd enjoy it. Check it out.
Apparently, here's a little headline I just read. Apparently, the Destiny 2 creator, what's it called? The creative designers for Destiny and people that have like written the story for the game. There's an article in PC Gamer that says, "I hope people complain about how much story we have in Destiny 2." So apparently that's hinting at maybe there will be a lot more of a story in Destiny 2 as opposed to nothing at all like there was in the first one.
It's unfortunate that you already lost me because Destiny 1 was a money grab.
It was a money grab. I'm not disagreeing with you, but like at the same time, I did really enjoy the core gameplay for Destiny, and it was a fun game. I just couldn't get behind the money grab. I know we talked about the slogan, so
I don't care.
keep your comments to yourself. No. But yeah, like if there's gonna be more involved single player, like I don't know, I'd be more inclined to pick it up then if that's the case. So that's just another article I just read. So that's about the only news that I can see right now. It's like really noteworthy.
Yeah,
but
it unfortunately has been a dead week.
Well, why don't we get into the movie review? The first ever movie review of Spiderman. Not really, but. Who wants to start this off? Pat, you want to do this?
Me?
Yeah, because you're a podcast guy this week.
I am podcast god. Well, never the true god. True god.
Well, yeah, I allow it here and there.
Down with the false deity.
It's not my favorite Marvel movie for sure. I can tell you my favorite Marvel movie without even trying, but
What's that?
Winter Soldier by far.
Oh, Winter Soldier. It's a good
Amazing.
Winter Soldier's so good. It was fun. That's the best way I've been describing it to people. Like, it was fun. I really love Spider-Man. He's my second favorite Marvel character. And I really like the way that they portrayed him in this one. Him as Peter Parker, fantastic. Nervous, bumbling, school nerd. Nobody really likes him. But he did really well as Spider-Man itself. I mean, it was a coming-of-age story. We were talking Logan. We really liked how he was thinking out loud all the time because that's just traditional Spider-Man.
Yeah, it seems more like he's like the best comic book version of the on-screen performance, something like that. Yeah, because a lot of times Spider-Man's always like thinking to himself. A lot of times not just talking to other people or whatever. He's always kind of have like a running monologue. Mm-hmm. So I think they had a really good example of that on screen.
Yeah.
So I thought that was
like my super guilty pleasure. They didn't do it though because I played Marvel vs. Capcom 2 all the time, and I played Spider-Man. One of his famous lines, he'd go web swing, and I kept the whole movie. I was waiting for him to go web swing. You would have heard me laugh very hard if that would have happened. I was very excited for that. Villain was awesome. I thought Michael Keaton was great as
Michael Keaton as an actor.
I mean, I love him as an actor, but I thought he did great, portraying a different version of the Vulture too that I enjoyed because the original Vulture's all obsessed with becoming young again. In this one, he was just more I'm protecting my family because I'm getting screwed over by obviously
the man.
Fuck Tony Stark screwing shit.
It was a really good way to fit it into the Marvel universe.
Yeah,
the way it exists now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
I agree. The Vulture was done really well. His costume looked great. I love.
His design was sweet.
The little flight suit,
the
flight suit throwback,
right?
And the Shocker, on the other hand, was horrible.
The multiple Shockers, you mean?
Yeah, 2 of them. That was just a joke of a villain. I didn't understand why they even bothered to throw it in.
It was so removed from the comic version.
Yeah.
It was just not. You could have made up a new villain and it would have been nobody would have known it was the Shocker.
Yeah, I mean,
they could have called him Doomfist.
He was more like that kind of style than he was.
Why did they need to throw that in? I don't understand their reasoning.
I don't know.
If they would have done him better, I think it would have been great.
Yeah,
but they.
Yeah, but the Shocker was an actual villain. He wasn't just some throwaway person.
Yeah, was he the guy with the
they
yellow?
Should have done him justice.
In the old
Spider-Man, it was like an
cartoon?
insulated suit. I think.
And he dealt with electricity, right?
I think something.
Yeah, so he was
he wasn't Electro. Electro's totally different than the Shocker. They're both 2 different villains.
He was resistant to electricity.
He just wore a suit that was just immune to electricity, pretty much, but he could conduct it at the same time.
Yeah, the Vulture was really good.
Yeah, the first time that you really saw him, it was good. baby jump scare because like he's swinging and doing his thing, and then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, Vulture comes down, grabs him, and the first thing you do is when he looks up, it just does that crazy like Vulture sound effect with those big green eyes. You're like,
what?
holy shit, what is going on? Also, the scene when I don't want to spoil it, but when the car scene before prom
Oh yeah.
was really well done. When he's driving and he's just like.
And then he
For the
goes-
audio
yeah.
listeners.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah,
I really loved Zendaya's character. Without spoilers or anything about who anybody is.
Her comedy was great the whole
Her
time.
comedy, everything she said or did was just absolutely hilarious. I loved her.
yeah, she nailed those, like, just the timing of where she would just kind of give somebody a look.
Yep.
Like, yeah, no, fuck you. And just
Yep.
kind of, like, totally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like literally did that. She waved.
Her, and then I can't remember his name now, but the best friend, Spider-Man's best friend.
Oh god.
Absolutely hilarious.
Wasn't it Mitch?
No.
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 What was
Ned?
it? Yeah, look that up.
Nick was his
I think
name, and they called
Nick?
him Ned.
I thought it was
Oh,
Ned. I
maybe
think it's Ned. That's like it's based off of a character in the comics. I don't think it's the way he was exactly the way it was in the comics. Because I think he's Miles Morales' friend in the comics, not Peter Parker's.
Oh, cool.
So
That's a
he's
little throwback.
based kind of in They kind of took all the different Spider-Man lore from different characters and kind of smashed them all together
Kind
in
of.
this kind of new universe. So it was a really cool take on. You don't have your traditional Mary Jane. You don't have Gwen Stacy.
Aunt May was a little.
Well, yeah, Aunt May wasn't like the super old lady.
Yeah.
No fucking Uncle Ben dying, which was amazing.
Yeah, no origin story. They didn't even bring up great power. With great power comes great responsibility.
glad they didn't.
Once in
It's
the
all-
entire movie.
Yeah, that's
I was.
over.
I mean,
I
they
didn't want-
reference that May's having a hard time, so they kind of reference, that obviously something happened, which everybody knows what that is, but they don't reference actually, like, Ben's name or anything like that, which, like you said, I think was nice.
Yeah.
No
The,
plot.
We've seen it twice.
Donald Glover finally got his wish to be in a Spider-Man movie.
Right.
Yes.
Did I don't know if any of you guys know enough about the comics. I didn't know this watching it. I found out later that Donald Glover?
Yeah.
Danny Glover's his
Donald. You're
real
thinking.
idiot.
Wait,
Yeah,
Childish
old guy.
Gambino.
Yeah,
Childish
yeah,
Gambino.
exactly. He is a character in the universe who
Wait, you told me about this.
he's Miles Morales' uncle.
Really?
So when he says, he goes, "Hey man, I got a nephew in town," they reference Miles Morales in the movie.
Nice.
Oh.
So yeah, a little they could add
It's
it.
kind of weird because that's a completely different universe.
Not anymore.
Well,
The standard comic book universe is all one thing now.
Oh.
So Peter Parker and Miles Morales exist in the same place now.
There's two Spider-Man.
That's very
Sweet.
odd.
There's
Technically.
a lot of Spider-Man right now. There's a ton.
Well,
I think Ben Reilly's back. Spider-Man.
The animated version, they form like a.
I remember that
Spider
episode
team.
with that crazy Spider Queen lady. Like
They have a bunch
first
of
time.
different Spider-Mans that all got pulled into the same universe,
Yep.
and like they're like on a team together,
Like the new animated
and they
series?
don't really
No,
get
the
along
original
with each
one.
other
Oh,
at
okay.
all.
Well, it was like the 90s one, right?
No, I think that's fairly new.
I don't know that
Are
one.
you talking
I
about the
remember
new
old one.
Amazing Spider-Man one?
Yeah,
The one,
Oh, okay.
the one
I've
where he's
seen-
always fighting.
it was
like,
on TV when I was up in Canada a lot.
Oh, weird. I don't know.
If that's like because it's Canada. I
Go to
don't know.
Canada.
No, well, there's that one where he's always like teaming up with Deadpool. Is that the one you're talking about? That one's relatively
I don't
new.
think so. It could be.
Yeah.
All I saw was that he was on this like spider team, and Miles Morales had just gotten pulled into the universe.
Oh, cool.
Gotcha.
They were fighting like Miles Morales' universe is God, I can't remember. Killer Croc, maybe?
Yeah.
That's DC.
Or,
The Scorpion?
Lizard?
Or the
Scorpion.
lizard? Or the lizard?
The
Lizard,
lizard.
lizard, yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah. And I think they had somebody else. Maybe it was Doc Ock, like a different universe Doc Ock or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. It was kind of weird. It was hard to understand because they were different universe characters, but
Now I kind of want to go find out what you're watching and watch it. That's crazy.
it was
Yeah.
okay.
I did like some of the fun references in the movie that, like, when he's making his webbing in chemistry class, he's
That
like
was
secretly
funny.
making it at the same time. He's like, web version 4.0.
Then he
So
hides
Hagrid's
under his locker.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
He always lifts
Oh
up
yeah, that part was good too. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Stanley reference, great as usual.
Oh yeah, they were
Yes.
in the neighborhood. Yeah.
Gets
on the
me-
window.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was funny.
gets
Yeah.
me scared though because
His
what was
wife-
it?
his
His
wife
wife
just
just passed
died.
away. Yeah, so I'm
So
like,
He could be next.
Stanley.
He's-
It won't be long.
He's 95 years old.
He's
been
been lived
sick.
120.
He's been sick constantly these last few years, so
Yeah.
He's gonna outlive us all. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Hey,
Yeah,
no,
so-
he actually is Spider-Man.
if I was in the death pool for Todd and Tyler here in Omaha, I would definitely.
Do you have any idea how many people have to be on that Deadpool?
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of people.
I would definitely be picking him.
Stanley. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dying.
What would
People
what would
who
your
are
screen
that
name be?
old and they have people or spouses die, almost always die.
Yeah.
They
I-
literally just stop taking care
Way to
of
bring us
themselves.
down.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, this
All right.
one, this took a weird turn. All of a
Yeah.
sudden,
God.
like really bad.
it's like death.
On a
Yeah.
cross reference, I thought
Will he make it to Deadpool 2?
that hopefully.
I think they actually filmed a bunch of his scenes already, and they're just gonna throw them into movies. They had like a bunch on like
He technically
back
was
film,
already-
I guess.
That's actually
So-
really smart.
Yeah.
That's what they did with Adam West and Family Guy. Like they,
Oh, really?
Yeah, they recorded all of his lines for the new season before he passed away,
Huh.
and so we're at least gonna get one more season with Adam West in it.
Nice.
So
They put him in the Deadpool 2 trailer.
Yeah.
Stan Lee, because he's the first time he's ever referenced to a Stan Lee too, because Deadpool's like
Of course,
zip it, Stan Lee."
Deadpool knows, right?
oh yeah, I did see that.
He comes flying out of the telephone booth. He's like, "Hey, nice suit." He's like, "Zip it, Stanley."
I
Love it.
love it.
I thought Iron Man was in the movie for the perfect amount of time.
Yeah,
I agree.
Not a lot. Little intro to figure out where Peter got a suit. I love the whole cross reference to Civil War at the beginning. He comes in as the mentor in a way. Ended perfectly. Ooh, that suit.
Yeah.
That's a good suit. That's a good suit.
That's a
I
good suit.
liked the addition
spicy
of
meatball.
Happy being in it a lot.
Yeah,
He was
John Favreau.
awesome.
That
Yeah.
was
he plays that
entertaining.
character so
He's
well.
so perfect at that kind of role.
I've seen his cardiograph.
The part where it's like where his friend's talking to him. He goes, "I'm an associate of Peter Parker." He's like, "You gotta be shitting me!" And then just hangs up the phone.
I think my favorite one was when he was like, "Yeah, you're gonna take the suit up." And he goes, "What floor are you on? 7th floor?" And then they're all talking for a while, and then he comes out and he goes, and Peter's like, "I can take it up," and he goes, "You can take it up." And he looks specifically at Tony. He's like, "Thank you." He just gets back in the car. Good stuff.
No, but I
The
definitely
comedy
like.
was really good.
Yeah.
The action was pretty good.
Special
yeah.
It was
effects look
overall
good.
like a really balanced movie.
I
It was
don't
really well
know
done.
so much about the special effects.
Sometimes Spider-Man, you could tell. On
was
some of
like
the scenes especially when he was landing, I could tell that I'm like, that doesn't fit into the
too
background
much
very well.
CGI, like they over CGI.
Like Vulture looked really good.
Yeah, but Spider-Man a lot of times didn't.
That's always been a pretty huge element
He's got a
in
bright
the
suit.
Spider-Man movies.
It's hard to
though.
do
Like,
that.
There's always a huge amount of CGI.
I mean, you have to, but for whatever reason in this particular movie, there was a lot of parts where it didn't look good.
I didn't really notice that. I never really looked too much into it.
I guess I didn't notice
There
that
were some
either.
combat parts where his body just contorted in weird ways. It just didn't look like they made it very well.
I thought there was some edits that kind of went to hide some of that or whatever. So I think I might have been looking at more of that stuff than actual the CG movement. So
Yeah.
I thought the combat was really fun to watch. Like when they start bringing out the energy weapons and he's blasting apart the boat, which it was in the trailers and stuff.
Yeah. That part where he's just bouncing off each little pillar and stuff, trying to shoot web and
Yeah.
connect the two halves together.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah, Spider-Man," and then it just starts breaking. He's like, "Oh shit!"
You were 98% successful.
I love Karen.
Karen's awesome.
Yeah, Karen is a little.
Is that a reference to anything? Him naming the UI Karen, or was there a Karen
Don't
ever?
remember.
UI AI, I meant to
AI.
say.
I think
Is it an AI or is it
It's
an
kind of
UI?
both.
it's
I
probably
guess.
an AI. I would imagine it was responding
an
intelligently.
AI
It was.
needs to. I suppose it could be.
It was
Well,
talent-
it's Tony Stark's universe. I'm sure it's an AI.
Yeah.
I think actually there's one of the movies. I don't remember which one. You see a bunch of programs on a table on Tony Stark, and I think one of them said Karen. I saw that in some YouTube video. It was showing references from back and forth.
because his new
So-
one, he named her. Is it Friday?
Friday was the
Yeah,
one.
and that's a reference.
Avengers 2.
That is an actual
That's a comics
reference
one.
to a yeah, that's a comics reference to an AI that he used. I know. I just was wondering. I didn't know if Karen was a person that
Do you
was in
think
the
that-
comics or what.
Do you think the AIs in the Marvel universe become rampant like in the Halo universe?
It can be Skynet.
Oh yeah, right. After so long,
Skynet.
they
That's why he
degrade.
keeps changing them because they go rampant.
Maybe
Could be.
could be. I don't know.
We'll see.
Or Cortana.
Sorry, I've been reading a lot of the Halo.
Yeah,
books.
right.
Yeah, you were talking about the
Got
audiobooks. you were
fresh
listening to.
lore up in your head right now. I'd say
anything else about Spider-Man? I thought.
I was gonna say if I were to give it
I
like
wanted to give my take on Spider-Man
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
in terms of Tom Holland playing Spider-Man. Thought he was in my opinion, Tobey Maguire was the best Peter Parker,
Terrible.
and
He did a good Peter Parker.
he was a
did
really bad Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I think.
And then Andrew Garfield was a really bad Peter Parker because he was way too cocky and together.
Yeah.
But he was a really great Spider-Man. because of the banter and the fights and everything.
He was a decent Spider-Man. I wouldn't say great.
I thought in the first one. I almost don't even want to count the second one as a movie.
Yeah, that movie was
It was
absolutely
bad.
terrible.
Yeah, that one was really bad.
But I think that what Tom Holland brought to the table was that he was like a happy medium between the two. Like he brought the character together to make it like a full character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it too, especially from going back from the old characters. Because I actually went back that night we watched it. I went back and watched the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. It's pretty dated.
Oh, it's extremely dated.
It's very
the fight
old.
scenes, they're just like kind of fist fighting and pushing each other around. New ones, he's swinging around cities and there's vultures blowing shit up. It wasn't hard to watch. It still holds up and it's good, but it was like, oh, that's kind of rough to watch.
Yeah.
They're not really doing anything.
We can just totally forget about Spider-Man 3. We can just pretend the movie never happened.
We can just pretend Tobey Maguire.
What is it about the last one of each Spider-Man movies where they're just bad?
God, well,
They're good at casting villains, but that's about it.
No.
Willem Dafoe.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Willem Dafoe was a good
God.
Electro was not good.
We're not counting that as a movie though, so
Yeah,
we
right,
can just
remember?
forget that existed.
Well, it sucks because
No,
what's his face?
Eddie Brock
Who
was horrible.
Who was
Fucking-
Electro?
Yeah.
That is true.
Jamie Foxx.
Dude, it sucks. His role was so shitty.
Topher Grace
He
was
did a
a
good job.
Horrible Venom.
Horrible
Worst Venom
cast.
ever.
Literally the worst possible.
Or way
casting
to do. Well, not even just that's just the worst way to portray Venom ever.
Like, let me just have like this scrawny, like, sort of kind of middle-aged dude, like just play Venom. Yeah, that's
Eric
a good idea.
Foreman playing.
Eric Foreman.
That's
Dumbass.
perfect. He looks exactly like Eddie Brock.
Yeah, right.
God, they got Tom Hardy doing the new Venom.
I would
Yes.
like to
He's
see
probably gonna crush it.
my one. Oh, go ahead.
I just want fucking Carnage.
You were gonna get him.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
If they fuck him up, God help.
I was gonna say that Carnage is set to be the villain for the new Venom movie. So
He has to be batshit insane.
And it's
like he
R-rated.
can't even say one coherent thing.
He
It has to just be never-ending insanity.
has to have the dialogue. They should just take the Borderlands 2 Psycho dialogue. and give it to him.
Yes.
I'm gonna make a meat cake out of your nose, or something weird like
I
that.
like my victims like I like my coffee in the butt.
But I think I've told you this before. The guy who played Rorschach would be the perfect Venom, or Carnage. I mean,
Oh
He'd
yeah,
be a good
dude, I didn't even
Carnage.
think about that.
because he looks exactly like the dude. I can't even remember.
Cletus
who-
Cassidy.
Cletus, yeah.
Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah, he looks exactly like Cletus Cassidy, and we know that he's good at playing a fucking psychopath. So
Yeah.
Oh, there's this one little mini comic about Carnage where he's trying to be a superhero like Spider-Man, and it is amazing. Because he is crazy. Like, even trying to be a superhero, he's just fucking insane. And he comes across like a hooker and some like really bad guy in an alley, and he tries to save the hooker, and the hooker like starts cussing him out, and he just murders both of them. and he's
Sounds
like,
like Carnage.
I guess that didn't really work out.
sounds like Carnage.
Was that in the Axis storyline?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was where a bunch of heroes and villains were in one spot, and they all get the personalities inverted. So he was trying to be a hero, and he left a note when he tried to say people, you're like friendly neighborhood Carnage, and Spider-Man was like, that is deeply unsettling. That was a great storyline. Axis was great.
Storyline.
That's really funny.
Nah,
Because
Carnage.
Carnage is the absolute worst person to be a superhero.
Makes sense. My favorite, like, once that comes out on Blu-ray or whatever, my behind the scenes thing, I thought it was just a small scene, but I thought it was really impressive the way they did it. I'm sure they're using like tight ropes or whatever. But when he's like sneaking into his room upside down, and they didn't cut away from it, he actually fell down like onto the set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to know if they while he's crawling in, did they just set the prop up like that, or did they just have him on that the entire time? And they made it look really good. So
I saw some interview when Spider-Man was announced a long time ago that he's actually really good at like stunt work.
Tom Holland is.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
that's cool.
He did a part where he like backflipped onto a like the gymnastics type backflips
Mm-hmm.
onto the set.
Oh,
for
damn.
the interview.
That's crazy.
Like he's actually pretty athletic.
Nice.
So he probably did a lot of the stunts.
Is he really Peter Parker?
Yeah,
And
right.
CGI. They
Cool.
still CGI'd a lot of it.
Oh, I'm
but-
sure. That scene in particular just stood out to me. Like, I was like, that was really well shot and really well done. I mean, again, it's just small, and funny because you obviously what happens. But just I was surprised that they didn't like cut, and then he was on the ground already or whatnot. I don't know, just small stuff I pay attention to in movies every once in a while.
Yeah.
No,
Minor
there was-
details.
There was a lot of the like minor stuff was pretty well done.
Yeah. Also, quick plug, real quick. Spider-Man's awesome, but if you want to see the best movie of 2017 so far, go see Baby Driver.
It was really good.
God damn.
I'm just
That
saying.
movie was crazy.
I could see that movie infinite amount of times.
I didn't
and
go
not be
see
sick
it.
of it.
It's pretty great.
It's good.
I haven't seen it yet. But so, final verdict: Spider-Man.
Very good.
Go
Enjoyed
see
it.
Go see
Very,
it.
very good.
It's awesome.
Definitely worth
Definitely.
watching. In
Definitely,
theaters, too.
definitely in my
Yeah.
top 50, or I'd say my top 25%. Oh,
Like as far as Marvel
all
movies?
Marvel movies so far.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, like I
Marvel's
said,
been on their game.
At least I'm talking about the
Oh, yeah.
MCU starting with Iron Man 1 and up until now.
oh, dude, the
Not
the
counting
Happy
OG.
Hogan stuff at the end with Iron Man was so fucking funny. Where he's like, "I've been holding this since
Oh
2008."
yeah, that was a good reference. That was me and you laughed our
Uh,
ass off when we
mhm.
heard that reference.
Yeah, it was really good.
That's really funny.
All right, yeah, go see the movie
I
in
think
theaters, like you said. It's seeing the Vulture on the big screen was fucking awesome.
It was,
he was
right.
so intense when he was fighting, and the sound design with
That
his
Dolby
wings. And
Atmos.
it was so good.
I like the cameo. I'll say Far Cry fans like the cameo.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I didn't notice
exciting.
that the first time until the end scene.
Yeah.
Like he was in the movie, and I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Whoever that guy is.
That'd be
But
cool.
You're like, wait a minute. So I won't say who it is, but yeah, Far Cry fans will enjoy
Nice.
Watch it.
it. Watch it.
So yeah, that's our
That's
gaming/movie podcast.
I did like how there were a decent amount of people in the theater at the time, and like we were the only ones laughing at like the nerd jokes and everything. I was like,
Everyone's just like, what?
You got it. And the
Because
reference
we
because
get it.
obviously.
And if they don't make the Venom movie canon with the Spider-Man movie, that's the dumbest fucking thing they could do.
98%
It
sure they've
needs to
already
be-
said that.
I mean,
They
there
can
was
change
one
their
thing-
mind, and they fucking better.
There was one thing that I was bringing up in the theater after the
Yeah,
movie
you
got
talked about
over
this.
that I didn't foresee a way that you could put Carnage into the Spider-Man universe as it is currently. Like I feel like Peter Parker would have to be older. I don't see
Yeah.
how a high school kid could deal with Carnage.
Well, if he's in the Venom movie, that will have some kind of basis for the character, and they could segue it somehow more into,
Like they have to figure out a way to make it more dark, because
Is it an
I wonder if
official Marvel
Venom-
movie?
No. As of now, no.
Oh, okay.
But it's so stupid to not try to bridge those things.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. It's like, you guys want a Venom movie without Spider-Man? Sure, it makes total fucking sense.
I just don't see how Spider-Man could be. I mean, I don't see a way that Spider-Man has ever rated
To deal
R.
with that kind of shenanigans.
And
Yeah.
Well, you can have very dark PG-13 movies.
Yeah.
I'm with you that Carnage needs to be a psychopath and blood and brutality, but it's just, I mean, I'm talking from just the movie-goer standpoint. They need to have
there's
those
not a
universes
lot of
connected.
murder in Spider-Man. Like
Except
Uncle
when you're
Ben-
Carnage.
Uncle Ben is like
The only-
the only time
That's it.
anyone ever gets murdered
You'd be surprised.
in the Spider-Man movies.
Well,
Like there's almost no murder. Like the crimes are always like
Besides
heists,
Green
things
Goblin.
like that.
yeah, Green Goblin got impaled in the
Yeah,
first
Green
one. He
Goblin
died
impaled
on
himself.
screen.
Yeah, but that was a fight, like, and it was an accident. And
He died on screen? I don't know.
what I mean is like there's no just like brutal murdering.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't see Marvel or Sony doing it just because the amount of people that go to see Spider-Man, I mean, he's the highest grossing superhero of all time. It needs to be accessible to every single moviegoer. They're not going to make it rated R. There's no way.
Well, I'm not saying they would. I'm
Yeah.
saying they need to connect those universes. You can have Venom in his movie. Maybe
I
Carnage
don't
isn't.
see I don't see a problem with Venom being in
Yeah.
the movie. What I see a problem with is Carnage being linked.
Maybe they'll kill off
They,
Carnage in the
they
Venom
would have
movie.
to have Carnage just be exclusive with Venom, which is okay.
That's possible, yeah.
I
That
mean,
would make sense.
Carnage and Venom go way back, so
Mhm.
Yeah.
it wouldn't hurt the universe at all to not put Carnage in Spider-Man, but you need a lot of screen time with him with Venom.
Yeah.
How much time we got?
We're super early still. So.
Okay. Well, it's just interesting. It's clicking in my head now all of a sudden because I'm a freaking idiot. That it's gonna be. I really wonder how they're gonna do Venom's origin for the movie because the whole reason why Venom was created was because of the symbiote attaching to
I know,
Spider-Man.
it's the dumbest fucking thing to not
Like
connect
I'm sitting there
those.
going like, how do you get his powers? Oh yeah, because the symbiote can absorb the physical traits. I'm just kidding. Physical traits of the person would combine with. Also, quick question. I don't know if I know this or not. Is Carnage your favorite Spider-Man character? Like in Spider-Man, Spider-Man's not your favorite character. Carnage is your favorite character.
Carnage is
Okay,
my favorite.
I'm just making sure. On that.
What a great villain!
Yeah.
Oh, he's great. Yeah, super good. Especially, and it's not even. Cletus is already insane. We know that. Let alone he's a serial killer. But by that point, what the symbiote's gone through too, after being Spider-Man's host and now being Venom's host and now becoming this, like the symbiote's also not got the most sound mind in the world. So when both of those combine, I remember the first time I saw Carnage and I was like, as a kid, I'm like, that would be the scariest goddamn thing in the world.
Plus the character design alone
It's awesome.
The red and black, like
Yeah.
fucking
Well, it's just the
crazy teeth and shit.
How crazy, like, I remember, I think it was the one image that's iconic in my brain is like he's jumping at Spider-Man. Each of his fingers has become a different weapon now. It's very liney, you know, like just the background and the actual design of him. Like, it looks like his face is kind of contorted as he's like flying at him. You know, I'm just
I
like,
think I have that comic issue.
do you know which one I'm talking about? Yeah.
I think that's like the one comic that I held on to forever.
And I remember seeing that for the first time, and I was like, oh, good luck. Like,
You gonna die.
yeah, Carnage has always been pretty crazy. Has he been in any of the Spider-Man video games?
A bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
A bunch of them, yeah.
Yeah. He was
Like-
he was one of the final bosses.
I mean, like maybe like Super Nintendo ones and stuff, but in the PlayStation ones.
Yeah,
I
he was
think
in
he was in
PlayStation.
that big PlayStation one that had all the villains and
He
all
was
the
Spider-Man 2?
costumes, and
No,
I think it was the Amazing Spider-Man.
no, it was just called
He
Spider-Man.
was in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, I believe. I think he was the final boss.
Yeah,
he's the final
because
boss.
I remember the final boss for the N64 Spider-Man game, which was also on PS1.
Mhm.
The final boss was, Carnage was one of the final bosses, but then the symbiote, detaches itself from Cletus,
It becomes its own.
and
thing.
then it attaches itself to Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're-
shit.
So you're running. So you're
That's
running
even
from the
scary.
symbiote Doc Ock.
It was
Yeah,
crazy.
it's fucking
Isn't he
insane.
like destroying some corridor or something?
I think
Yeah.
you're in
From
an
him?
underwater facility,
Yeah.
and you're trying to escape like all the tunnels and
and
stuff.
it's
Yeah.
terrifying.
I'll play this
Yeah.
game now.
Yeah, it's
game
fucking
is
crazy.
Dude, it is still. I mean, I know I really love Spider-Man 2, and it is fun. But that PS1 and
You've said this
N64
multiple
game
times,
is
yeah.
so fucking good.
Yeah,
it's probably
an
my favorite
amazing
Spider-Man game.
Spider-Man game.
It
is
amazing.
very
That's the
good.
one with all the unlockable costumes, right?
Yeah, well, like you can
There-
get
I can't remember the.
yeah, you can get symbiote Spidey. You can get Spider-Man. What is it?
99.
2099. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can get that one.
because
They have like the blue one.
That's the 2099 one, I believe. Is it like blue and red? It kind of like these like red spikes coming off his arms.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of
Yeah.
a different one. There was another one that was.
There's like a blue and white one, and it's some kind of like something universe or whatever. I can't remember. It's
don't
some
know.
other ability. Yeah.
Yeah. I always pick
Then you have
symbiote
the
Spidey.
Miles
though.
Morales costumes
Yeah.
in there.
That is one
Well,
of my
and on
faves.
Sega Genesis, there was a game called Maximum Carnage. It was
I remember that game.
The game was based on the comics. I think it was the 80s
Yeah.
or maybe early 90s. Was Maximum.
I
Carnage
remember.
storyline, yeah.
I remember that game.
So Carnage has a pretty big history in the games,
Mhm.
which is awesome because he's your
More
character.
than Venom, I think. Venom did have a couple of games where he was like a big villain in it, but
Yeah, because I know the Web of Shadows, Venom was a huge part. It was one of probably the biggest part because it was like you had the symbiote and the red suit at the same time in that game. And I know in Maximum Carnage, obviously, he had a big role.
I remember there was a Spider-Man game where Venom reminded me so much of Nemesis from Resident Evil 3 because he would just appear. Like, it wasn't on even like missions. Like, you'd be doing like main missions. You'd be doing like just whatever, swinging around, and then all of a sudden, like, Venom would bash through like a wall, and you'd be like, "Oh God!" and you just run away.
Yeah. Well, is that wrap up this week?
Is that it for our dead week? Unfortunately,
Dead week. It's okay. We
guys
got
know.
a decent amount of content in this.
Play Elite Dangerous.
Play
Say it
Elite
again.
Dangerous.
Play
read
Dokkan.
read the Halo books.
Yeah, you want
I'm
to
gonna plug that again.
Do it.
Read them.
I mean, I finished the original books.
How big are they?
The real story. They're like, if you were to listen to them on an audiobook, they're like 8 hours.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
I think 8.
I only have one audiobook I've ever bought in my entire life.
Or maybe they're a
Super
little
well done.
more than 8. I can't remember. But I read through the main story, which is the Fall of Reach, the Flood, First Strike, and Ghosts of Onyx, and I love that storyline. I mean, it's following Master Chief and then also Blue Team, but Ghosts of Onyx, I guess, doesn't really have Master Chief in it.
No.
But then I went on to the individual books, the Cole Protocol and Contact Harvest. I listened to Contact Harvest first and then the Cole Protocol. And I didn't even know. I mean, they reference it in the Ghosts of Onyx that there's another Spartan team that's been missing for a long time. And I didn't really think anything of it. I just assumed that they were dead. But then in the Cole Protocol, they're in the story. It's Spartan Grey Team. And I totally forgot about that reference to the Grey Team. And they're alive in the story. And they're like completing missions at the edge of human-controlled space. I was like, man, that would be a sweet thing to tie into the future storyline to bring Grey Team back.
They could, yeah. That would be pretty sweet.
To have blue team and gray team work together, that would be insanity.
All those Spartan 2s.
Oh my god.
And dude, Carnage is like in every Marvel game. I'm looking up some now. He's in Spider-Man 2. He's in the Lego Marvel game.
What?
Yeah, he's in a kids game. So, but yeah, and he was in
That's
the other.
unfortunate for children.
Yeah, right. So, the Carnage is in like everything. So,
yeah.
But yeah, then I
The more
just
you know.
started the Forerunners trilogy for the Halo books. And I'm pretty excited to dig into that.
do we need to end the podcast? Are you tired?
Cryptum is the first book in the Halo Forerunners trilogy.
I started reading that actually. That was really interesting.
It is interesting. Like it goes into like the didact and everything,
Mhm.
and you get to learn more about the Forerunners and the fact that humans were alive.
That was part of in like Halo 4, wasn't it? When they were like, "You are Forerunner" and stuff like that. And it's a
I mean,
crazy.
They're not Forerunners. Forerunners are different than
Yeah, I
humans.
think that's just the line
But,
that Guilty Spark says.
They were at war at one point. The humans and the Forerunners won
Yeah, they did.
handily because the Forerunners are ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of cool because there's actually humans in the story.
Are there no humans really in Halo at all?
Oh, there's a ton of humans.
There's a ton
Oh,
of-
No,
okay.
I mean like the origin of the Halo universe. Long before the Halo game takes place, there's the Forerunners, and they come back in later in the games, like 4
Oh,
and 5.
okay.
But the Forerunners were like the peak of technology. They developed ridiculous technology, and
They're the Protheans?
Wrong.
there are Prometheans.
No, I know. And Protheans in like StarCraft, like the super
Uh-huh.
advanced. Shut
Yeah.
up. You know what I mean?
Well, the proteins in Mass Effect. Yeah. Those proteins too.
And there's Prometheans in Halo.
What am I thinking of then in StarCraft? What are they called?
Protoss.
Protoss. That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking of.
Lots of pros.
every like deceased alien race has to start with pro,
Yeah.
like some type of pro.
But it's kind of cool. I haven't even got very far in the book. I'm only like an hour or two in. I don't know. But it's kind of cool to like hear the didact talk.
He's a leader.
He's like some ancient warrior.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
that Halo 4 is confusing.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely
That's it.
confusing. The
It
story
was-
is very hard to
It
follow.
wasn't a bad story. Like Halo 5 was kind of like meh, whatever. And Halo 4 was like, this is cool, but I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So
I'm
confusing.
wondering if these books, if I read these 3 books, if Halo 4 will make more sense.
Maybe
Yeah.
it might.
I might have to go back and play Halo 4 after I
Yeah.
finish these 3 books.
Well, and they also have
Bunch of
the
references going
like
through your brain.
you can find those hidden like videos or whatever in the game. That also might help reading the books to understand that better.
Nice.
But I mean, Halo 5 goes more into like the story of Master Chief and Blue Team, so,
Mhm.
Which is awesome because Blue Team is amazing, and it's sad to go back and read through the books and hear all the Blue Team members that die.
Lots of Spartans
Wah,
die.
wah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of Spartans die. So
Master
many.
Chief kind of reminds me of I know this is gonna be a bad reference, but just for what he symbolizes in that universe and for how badass he is, but at the same time his like sense of morale and justice the entire time. I get a weird Captain America vibe from him every once in a while.
A little bit.
Kinda.
I'm just talking about like
That's just kind
overall.
of a Spartan thing, though, to be like.
Yeah, but he's the best of the
morally
best of
sound.
the Spartans, right?
No,
Oh, he's not. Oh,
he's not.
In the games, I think you would say that.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
it's-
only one Spartan.
I mean,
so
you see the
for,
other
for
blue
most
team
of
and
the
stuff.
story, there's only one Spartan, so it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to judge. What the
there been
the
a
way that they
greatest
describe
Spartan?
the Master Chief is that he is like he's like, not like a master at all things, but he's just below that. Like Kelly is the fastest, and Linda's the best shot, and Fred is like tactical and
oh, okay.
strong.
So Master Chief is just he's like
Sam was the strongest.
He's like the best leader.
he's
you
the
could
best
have.
potential.
Yeah, well,
out of everyone.
Well, the way that Cortana always put it is that he was the luckiest.
Mhm.
Mm.
There you go.
That in turn makes you the
Nice.
best.
I mean, that universe is always like I'm not a big fan of the games, but like the lore, especially like the
If you
flood
really
is
get
created.
into the lore, it's
Yeah.
deep
Yeah, I believe it. I'm always down for more sci-fi. Trust me.
because all the books go into the perspective of the Covenant throughout all of them.
Oh, really?
There's always some
That's the
Covenant.
bad guys, right?
Yeah, there's
Bad guy
always
species.
some kind
Yeah.
of Covenant perspective. Like the first book, it's just like a couple of elites and a grunt, and or maybe no, the Fall of Reach doesn't really go into a Covenant perspective. The Flood, though, there's a lot of Covenant perspective. There's there's even a flood perspective where Jenkins from the game. You remember? You pick up Jenkins' helmet.
All right, and you
and
see
you watch the
what you
video
saw, yeah.
of like them getting taken over by the flood.
Oh yeah.
In the book version of the flood, it goes into his perspective as a flood because the flood that takes him over is weakened, and so he kind of has control of his brain, and so the flood like controls him and his urges, but like he has control of like the thought part of his brain, and he can actually like think and sometimes control his body.
I was gonna say, can he control his body, or is it like Is it a nightmare where he's just like, no, I don't want to kill this guy.
He wants to die.
Oh, I'm
throughout
sure.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
He keeps trying to get people to kill him, but they won't.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's a good story though, but there's a one where it goes into the perspective of Brute, like throughout most of the book. The Contact Harvest has to do. Surprisingly, the Brutes were the ones that made contact with the humans the first time, not the elites.
Never knew that.
Yeah. And actually, technically, it was jackals, but they sent a brute ship to go.
Interesting.
Gotcha. Did the Covenant try to? I guess I should just wait and just read the damn thing.
Yeah, just read the book.
Myself. I'm interested. See, you got me interested now. You're talking about
like all the stuff that they go into with the Covenant and the prophets, and how the prophets are actually just all liars.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
And
Of course they
greatest scam artist of all time.
Yeah. It's really good. Like they actually go into how the prophets scammed
a
all
little
the other
political,
races
then?
of the Covenant. Yeah.
some of the books a little political.
Well, on the Covenant side,
I'm thinking
the
of
human side is pretty much just fighting to survive throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Towards the end when they actually start to gain some foothold in the war. But
There's some graphic novels of Halo that are actually pretty political and kind of what's going on in the Brutes and the Covenant and the humans are all kind of trying to meet neutral ground. I can't remember which one it was called, but there's some good graphic
Contact
novels.
Harvest, they were actually trying to. They started out the meeting trying to work together, and this was when the humans and the Covenant first met, and they both just royally fucked it up together and started a war.
Wouldn't be a very good
essentially.
game if everybody just got along.
Yeah,
Right.
but
Yeah.
well, even in the Cole Protocol, the Jackals.
Never mind. Shake hands.
The Cole Protocol, the Jackals are actually working with the humans, like they're trading with them. It's a trick, but like they work together for a long time.
Interesting.
Nice.
So the Covenant is a lot deeper than it seems, and it's kind of cool to get into that thing. So I recommend it if you like the Halo.
I know. I need to read more of those too.
There you go.
I love that universe. So
It'll make you hate Halo Reach for sure, though. You won't be able to.
You already do though.
you've explained enough to me that it's terrible.
You literally will not be able to handle playing Halo Reach again after you read all the books.
Drives you
Damn it,
insane,
Bungie.
huh? To this day.
So bad. So bad.
Anything else?
No, I think we actually were almost at time, like a
Yeah.
normal
Is
podcast.
it really?
So, yeah.
Like an oral pod.
There you go. We
This
rambled
episode-
on long
Let's go.
enough.
Yeah, right.
Squeezing that last little 10 minutes of content.
No, I have at least a couple of Halo books I want to go read. So.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that is episode 14 of the Friendly Fire Gaming Podcast.
Oh, you're back.
Hey.
We
Yeah,
hope
hey.
you
Sorry that was so boring at the end.
hope you enjoyed. Hey, I don't know anything about Halo.
I don't know
Trust me.
anything about Halo. Sorry, guys.
Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe,
Share.
Or don't.
shenanigans. Share, yeah, just listen to us if you
Don't
want
say
to.
that.
It doesn't matter.
Just being honest.
I'm gonna put one more plug in though. Game of Thrones comes out this Sunday. It'll already
Oh my
be out by
God,
the time
yes,
we
it
post
does.
it, but
So
I have
excited.
to say it.
All right, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.